Abby! Give me a second. Let me get there. Hold on. Alrighty. Surprise stream. No, we do not have a chase. We don't have a chase going on. Mississippi Raptors and Reptiles, welcome. Debbie, hi. Golden Mom, Donna, you guys. I love that you guys are all here. Here's what's going on. I was just sitting here. We were watching a couple police chases from the good old days, right? Taking us way back in the day. Some of the classics. There I am, and then I got this notification that the judge in Knoxville, Tennessee, is about to see some new residents, temporary residents at the jailhouse, and I thought, what better time to share just a little bit of just live, raw, uncut video with you than right now. So that's what we're gonna do. Colette, welcome. Well, Mama. Sandy Fields, Missy Pants, man, we're getting a bunch of people that we didn't get on the live stream. Let me bring this up here. Turn this one off. Gonna do a little bit different look here today. And we'll turn off the music here. We got the Jailhouse Blue. We had the Jailhouse Blues playing there in the background because we have some new inmates here that are being...
Mr. Sanders, you have a right to remain silent. Anything that you say could be used against you in court. You have a right to be represented by an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney,
seen
one
by the
can
judge
be appointed to represent you.
So these guys have just been
You have a right
arrested
to have a
quite
hearing
recently,
where you can
usually
present
within
witnesses and evidence
24, 48 hours.
on your own behalf, and you can question any witnesses or evidence that the government puts up against you. You understand your rights.
I do, sir, yes.
Okay, so these guys...
Did you fill in one of these forms, sir?
I did,
He's
yes.
holding up the form
Raise your
for the
right
public
hand and be
defender,
sworn.
saying I need a
You
public
swear
defender.
the information you put on your form is all true and correct to the best of your knowledge.
Yes, sir.
All right, sir, you can put your hand down.
Okay, so the guy just held up a form, and I have to admit, this is going on live, but we're a couple minutes behind live. So I've seen the beginning of this, and it just got good. So I thought, I've got to bring this on. Abby,
Says
by the
here
way,
you're not employed. Is that correct?
Not at the moment, no, sir.
What kind of work do you do?
Well, I was supposed to start a new job this week, but because of
yeah, that's not going to happen.
events, I wasn't able to start. So we'll just have to see if I'll
Well,
be able to
what
start
kind of work
next
do
week.
you do?
It was going to be UPS, the new job.
UPS.
Can you tell me how long you've lived in the Knoxville area?
I can't hear you.
How long have you lived in the Knox County area?
About a year.
Where did you live before?
Jefferson County.
This judge is going to get pissed about the noise. Sorry, he's going to get mad. Sorry, Abby. I know that's a bad word in England. It's not as bad word here, but I try not to say it. He's going to get ticked off about the noise in the jail pod there, because you can hear the other inmates and everybody just chattering in the background while these guys on Zoom trying to.
Sir, you're
talk to
charged
the
with
judge.
domestic assault. Do you understand what you are accused of?
Yes, sir.
There's always surprises. I was looking for a car chase, but then this popped up. There's a lot of paperwork done on the judge's side, and he's reviewing a lot of documents. So you get these pauses now and then, and the inmate just sort of stands there and waits. And that's just what I have to do. But these hearings are very brief, and it's not the time. It's not the time to tell the judge all your reasons for why you shouldn't be in jail or your sob story or anything else. This is basically just to get you lined up with a public defender if you need one, and give you your first initial court hearing. But you'll also hear what the charges are, and it's just really quick, and usually it's fast. No, he will not be working at UPS. He will not be helping with the holiday package delivery rush. If he's in the clink. Judge is in the bottom right-hand corner, and that's the feed they give us this way. I wish I could. I might be able to break it out and enlarge it, but it would be really grainy. But that's the judge there in the bottom. Obviously, the inmate who's looking at him gets to see the judge, nice and big. But we have the recording from the judge's side. So, judge is doing all this paperwork, lining him up with the public defender, okay, because he filled out the form for a public defender. And watch what happens here. So he's clicking all the boxes, doing all the paperwork here, getting it all lined up. Trying to fix the audio here for you. This gentleman is not saying a word. He's just standing there respectfully. Judge is doing all this work. Slamming drawers, rolling his chair around in his office, printing off papers, adding things to the file. He's doing judgely things right now. Abby, I forgot. You were first. You were first in chat, and so you are the winner of the internet. I know we had Eric, ARIC, who we thought was going to have the overnight shift, but Abby, it's going to be you. You are in charge of the internet until we go live tomorrow morning. It's going to be a big day, so I need you to keep everything in spit spot shape. Just make sure it's up and running, because tomorrow, not only do we have Daryl Brooks, we have the... Hey, quiet. Was he talking to me? I don't think he was talking to me. Not only do we have the Daryl Brooks victim impact statements going on tomorrow, but at the same time, down in Florida, we've finally, we're going to be getting the prior acts testimony. See if the judge has finally done with his stuff. He's banging everything around his office. He doesn't look happy today. Is he wearing a back brace? Or is that more of like a girdle? I don't know. Anyway, Abby, do take care of the internet. I know you've done a fabulous job on the 3 previous times which you've owned it. Let me know if you're going to rename it, because it makes it easier for me to find it when I'm looking for it. This is Knox Street.
All right, sir. I find you do qualify for an appointed attorney, and I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you in this matter.
I've already hired an attorney for this.
You've already hired?
Yes, I've hired an attorney.
Who'd you hire?
I forget his name. It's Liz Garza.
Judge is like, why'd I do all this work?
Well, it would have been helpful had you told me that before.
I'm sorry, I didn't ask.
You didn't ask.
I found out that I couldn't hire a lawyer on the paper. Go ahead, sir.
So he fills out the form for a public defender just because they gave him the form. He doesn't need one. He qualifies, but he's hired his own already. So he's like, well, you didn't ask. Anyway, so he's got to charge. All
right, sir. I've set your bond at $500.
He'll bail out.
Our conditions.
Yes, sir.
On your bond, you're to have no contact whatsoever with someone named Stephanie Ray. That means no going around where she works or lives or any other place where she's likely to be hanging out. No phone calls, no text messages, no communication by email, Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter, or any of that other electronic stuff. No communicating through third parties.
None of that electronic stuff.
She is to think that you have dropped off the face of the earth.
Just dead to the world.
I've set your case for November 16th. That will be in misdemeanor court for a bond hearing.
At Golden Mom, he specifically
In the
left
event you've made
Instagram
bond
out.
at that time, you need to be in court.
I think
or
that's
they will
intentional. I think
issue an
Instagram's allowed.
attachment, and that will
Did I tell you what the name of this was?
double
Golden
your
Mom,
bond at
or did
least,
I get interrupted
and cause other
midstream by the judge?
complications. If you haven't made bond, they'll
The stream
take
is called
you to court.
Knox
You
Stream.
need to advise your lawyer,
KNOXSTREAM.
so your lawyer can be present, because I expect they'll do some scheduling
STREAM.
at the bond hearing. Do you have any questions?
No, sir.
Nope, he's good. My lawyer's got it all handled. I'll be bailed out
Your
here in just a
arraignment
minute.
is complete.
Thank you, sir.
Next.
Just wait right there. Oh, never mind. You're good. Yeah.
Now, what do you have to say? All these suspects are innocent
Your name,
until
sir?
proven guilty in a court of law. They have not been proven guilty. So they are all innocent at this time, legally.
Enter notes from the 10th, 1 Baker 223. 10-1. Control, what's internet, David?
Lots of background noise. That's gonna play in here real quick. And this is about as far as I got. I got partially through this one, and I think it's still going.
Mr. Underwood, you have a right to remain silent. Anything you say could be used against you in court. You have a right to be represented by an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney, one can be appointed to represent you. You have a right to have a hearing where you can present witnesses and evidence on your own behalf, and you can question any witnesses or evidence that the government puts up against you. You understand your rights?
Yes, sir.
All right, sir. You have a number of charges, it looks like.
Let's somebody count these up for me.
Attempted first-degree murder,
That's a big one.
aggravated kidnapping,
That's probably big too.
aggravated burglary,
Yeah, put that in the big
theft
category.
of property worth more than $2,500,
Medium size.
interference with emergency calls,
Medium.
vandalism up to $1,000.
Smaller.
Well, 2 counts of vandalism.
I'll count that
up to
twice. We'll put that in the medium.
$1,000.
Lower the volume.
Are they talking to me?
Could you please reread that? I heard nothing because of the volume, so I couldn't hear anything.
The
I
volume
heard nothing.
of the computer there?
No, I'm saying, can you read it off the volume in here? I couldn't hear what you were saying because the volume in the pod.
Officer, I've had problems here in the last time. We
Judge
need
is
to keep
upset.
this down so we can get this done the first time instead of having to do it 2 or 3 times. You're charged with attempted first-degree
Debbie.
murder, aggravated kidnapping, aggravated burglary, theft of property worth more than $2,500, interference with emergency calls, and 2 charges of vandalism up to $1,000. Do you understand your charges?
Yes, sir.
He's up. Yeah, I remember.
Did you fill in a form requesting consideration for an appointed attorney?
Yes, sir. He had me fill it out there.
7 charges. Yeah, and they're not small. He's got several felonies in there.
All right, sir. Can you tell me how long you've lived in the Knoxville area?
All my life.
That don't help me. I don't know how old you are.
42.
You didn't invite me to your last birthday party.
Now the judge is pissed.
So how old are you?
I'm 42.
This guy's in here for attempted murder, and the judge is like, I didn't get invited to your birthday party. Okay, this could go anywhere from here because I don't know where it is. And some of these charges might be really serious and tragic, and some of them might be hilarious. You never know what you're going to get on this channel. And the cool thing, if you do sub to this channel, this Knox Stream channel, this is live. This is the judge. It's basically their Zoom. Every time he Zooms the court, it also connects to the internet. And it's live on YouTube. And it just happens as it happens. And sometimes you got like tech support in there trying to help the judge's computer get it fixed and get it talking. And sometimes, you've just got crazy stuff in the background with, near fights in the background. And it's gold. It's internet gold is what it is. And it happens like 4 times a day they go live, just like every couple hours, day and night, this stream comes live. So if I'm not live streaming and you need your trial or your court fix, this just might hold you over until the live stream starts. But and if we get some funny ones, we might bring them on as a regular occurrence during the between times on some of the trials. But this is the slowest part when the judge is doing the work, filling out the public defender's paperwork. And what you'll see here, at least in Knoxville, Tennessee, is they charge a $50 fee to assign a public defender. But if you already have been assigned a public defender on other charges, which a lot of them already have pending cases, then they just waive that fee. They're like, we'll just add that to their stack, no charge. Yeah.
Go ahead.
They also have these same judges. They'll dial up a different number and connect on the same channel to the women's jail or the women's side of the jail, and they'll handle the appearances from there as well. Yep, we're in Knoxville.
Good. Do you have an ETA on that dinner tray for medical?
What?
If you can make that finger, that'd be great.
Yeah, everyone else got 7. You might have been paying special attention, or maybe you counted one twice if the feed skipped or something. But 7 or 8, either way, he's gonna have a big day in court. Bring a lot of witnesses, all of Darrell Brooks's witnesses. He does just have that one dreadlock. That's an interesting look. I have never seen that before. Maybe the others are pulled back and we can't see him, and that one's the only one that came out. But interesting. Yeah, Abby, let me see if I can post that for you. Just 1 minute. There are actually a couple of these channels. This is one of the more entertaining ones. It just seems the characters they get in are quite diverse, and there are quite a few of them. I mean, they're always busy. But let's see here. Beep, 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 beep. Okay, I'm causing a mess with everything here. Just 1 second. No thanks. Copy the feed. Give me a minute. It takes a little bit of work to get this over here. I'll get it here. Somebody's probably already done it, but I'm going to keep doing it because I'm halfway through right now. Well, it's not working as well as I would have thought. Let's see. Restore my chat. Okay, this is all I can do right now. This is the name right here. Hang on 1 second. This is the name of the YouTube channel. KNOXSTREAM. It's been a long day. Spelling is not my strong suit. New guy just came in. They'll be here eventually. They all tend to find their way right down here to this little window. DB, lower your voice, Judge. This side of the paperwork assigning the public defender, I don't know what work is involved on the judge's part, but it seems to be a lot. And I'm not sure how this jail works, but it seems to be a lot of people are sort of coming and going as they will, in and out of the different cells, but others seem to Others seem to be looking at the window and not exiting. Yeah, this is Knoxville County Jail. Abby, did that help you find it at all? Yeah, it's a little channel. It doesn't have a lot of people, under 500 subs. Their videos tend to. I'm not sure if it's this channel or one of the other ones I follow. They drop off quickly, so they don't stay posted for long. Oh, good. Glad you found it, Abby. Some of them they don't keep online very long, so they're up for a little bit and then they're dropped down. So you only get sort of like the most recent things. But seriously, four or five times a day we get this, and some of them are just gold. Just some real characters, getting in a fight with the judge. Who's like, look, I can put you back where you came from, and you can wait until you can be polite. But whatever he has to do, he has to print something off and roll back to his printer and grab it.
Catch yourself. Go ahead. What's funny? 6 happened. Are you contact? 10-4. No, just go in your cell, shut the door. Hurry up and lock the cell. How do you cell, bud? How do you cell? Okay, just put it back in the cell for me.
Trying to keep some order there. Remember, all these guys are innocent. They're all innocent. Judge Manning. What a man. I thought it was like a, what do you call it? What that the women used to wear in the old days to look really skinny, one of those herringbone girdle type things. I mean, maybe that's what it is. This guy's been standing there for a long time waiting for the judge. I mean, no lie. Plus he's got quite a few charges.
All right.
Close your door.
I think that judge has teenagers.
Yeah.
Or not the judge, but the corrections officer. The way he's speaking, I just think that's, just put one on one together. He does have all the time in the world. He'll have, 7 or 8 of these in a row, and then be done, and then another judge will come on. They rotate them. They have like 3 or 4 different magistrates they rotate through, maybe one more.
And then I escorted that PC to his cell. Well, Max was
Did I say unless?
Oh, no.
Or until?
I made sure he got up the stairs where there was no one in the middle of my house. Simple.
I said until. Man, good catch. We're just going to presumptively assume that it will happen. There we go. I tried to correct it there. Good catch. Thank you, Matthew. This is why I have a lawyer on standby here on the channel for when I make
Mr. Underwood,
legal gaffes
I find
like that.
you do qualify for an appointed attorney. I'm going to appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you in this case. There's a $50 assessment associated with that appointment.
$50.
That
That means
should be
it's his
paid to
first
the
time.
clerk's office on or before November 28th. However, if you're not able to take care of that, more than likely it'd be added on as part of your court cost.
Just add it to his tab.
I'm going to schedule your case for November 16th. That'll be Wednesday in felony court for a bond hearing. At that point in time, if you've made bond, you need to be sure that you appear, because otherwise they'll issue an attachment and you'll lose the bond money that you've posted And they'll probably double the bond and say bad things about your mama and stuff.
Yes, sir.
So, if you make bond, be sure you're in court.
There were like
November 16th,
there were
9 a.m., felony court.
Yes, sir.
If you've not made bond, that will give your attorney an opportunity to present evidence and arguments to the judge that your bond should be reduced or modified.
Weather Watch, I did get your email. Thank you very much. I appreciate the offer. I don't know what I need yet. I might reach out to you.
As to your bond.
Definitely appreciate it. And thank you. Thank you.
On
thank
your
you.
attempted first-degree murder charge, I've set your bond at $40,000. On your charge of aggravated
40. Let's add this
kidnapping,
up.
I've set
40.
your bond at $10,000.
There's up to 50.
On the charge of aggravated burglary, I've set your bond at $2,500. And on your charge of theft, I set your bond at $1,000.
53.5.
On the other three charges, vandalism and interference with emergency calls, I have released you on your recognizance.
So ROR on those.
So your total bond on these matters
53,500. But he'll only have to pay 10% of that if he bonds out.
There are bond conditions in the event that you post bond. Those bond conditions are
So all is
that
forgiven.
you're to have
right,
no
Matthew?
contact whatsoever with someone named Whitney Stevenson. That means no going around where she works or lives or any other place where she's likely to be hanging out. No phone calls, no text messages, no communication through Facebook, Snapchat, or friends or neighbors or relatives or.
So Facebook and Snapchat are out.
She's to
I
think
guess
that
he's
you
okay
have
with
dropped
Twitter
off the face of the earth.
and Instagram. Twitter and Instagram are still good.
While on bond, you're prohibited from using or possessing a firearm. While on bond, you're prohibited from possessing or consuming alcohol, controlled substances, or controlled substance analogs. While you're on bond, you'll be required to carry or wear a GPS device and pay the cost associated with that device and the receptor that would be provided to the victim. If you're indigent, those costs may be covered by something else. Looking here at the computer,
So he has to wear GPS, and the
it
victim
looks
gets.
like they filed a parole violation on you.
He's got a prior.
Maybe for auto burglary.
Simple math is my strong suit.
That's what it looks like.
Okay. Yes,
So if you make bond, you probably won't be getting out until something gets done about that parole
prior.
violation.
Yep. They'll hold him
Do
on
you have
that.
any questions, sir?
no, sir. Thank you.
Very well. Your arraignment is complete.
Sir, have a good day, and thank you, sir.
So why was the judge joking and laughing with him, but the guy who just had the single domestic charge, he was just like not happy with? Well, Leanna, he's going to have to comply. Well, at least he'll have to comply with the bond part. He'll have to come up.
The other guy's not going to be attending the arraignment.
What?
Mr.
He skipped his own arraignment?
Miller?
Correct.
What's wrong with Mr. Miller?
He won't get up.
Drag him out.
So he wants to wait another day and spank his bed and breakfast
I guess so, sir.
because it will delay his court date.
The judge,
Yes, sir.
the judge can order them to drag him out
I
if he
can
wanted to.
try and get him if you have the patience for it, but
Well, I've got the patience to see if he wants to do this. If he don't want to do it, well,
okay.
as I say, he'll just get another day.
He's getting a little bit of shut eye. Probably well deserved. Well, it depends what the charges are, you know. Give me just 1 second here. Hey, here we go. Here we go. Good morning. Good morning, sir. Glad you could join us.
Your name, sir?
Joshua. Joshua Miller.
Mr. Miller, you have a right to remain silent. Anything you say could be used against you in court. You have a right to be represented by an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney, one can be appointed to represent you. You have a right to have a hearing where you can present witnesses and evidence on your own behalf, and you can question any witnesses or evidence that the government throws up against you. You
It's going to be
your
awesome
rights.
tomorrow. It's going to be good.
Yes.
Mr. Miller, you're charged with criminal impersonation, criminal trespassing, and possession of drug paraphernalia. Do you understand what you're accused of?
Yes.
Can you tell me how long you've lived in the Knoxville area?
For a while.
For a while.
I don't know the exact date.
Rough guess.
About since off and on since 2015.
Are you working anywhere?
Yeah, no, not right now.
I'm trying to remember the name of this judge, and it's escaping me.
Did you fill in one of these forms, sir?
Is it Richard Major?
Yes.
Let's raise your right hand and be sworn. You swear the information you put on your form is all true and correct to the best of your knowledge.
Yes.
All right, sir, you put your hand down.
Some of them keep their hand up the entire time, like through the whole conversation. And the judge is busy doing like work on the computer and everything and doesn't notice. I'm just going to go out on a limb here and guess that possession of methamphetamines might be one of his charges. I've just got a hunch. That's yucky.
I have a question. Okay. Are we allowed to, if we're running groups of rec and we're doing arraignments, are we allowed to let inmates keep doing their rec as long as they're quiet? We're all conducting arraignments.
Well, he just ripped his arm open a little bit. Now he's bleeding, and he's wiping on his shirt. He was licking it earlier, so.
Sorry to make issue. Okay.
We don't know the charges yet for this individual. This is the one who was a little sleepy and didn't want to get out of bed. Was going to wait another day and talk to him tomorrow, but the judge said he'd be patient. The corrections officer went and asked him if he'd come out, and he did show up, but he did just wake up. So you gotta give him a little bit.
Okay.
Then the judge knows. They're the ones that do it. The county provides this stream live for that, and it's common practice for arraignments to be available live for lots of places, lots of different states do this. Yeah, I think drugs are going to be somewhere in that list of charges. I think this is our last one. And I'm not doing this to poke fun at people, but this is a good reminder of why we don't want to find ourselves in this situation. Whether it's going to the extra effort of lining up an Uber before a night out, or just taking a minute to cool off before you go off on somebody who really deserves it. It's actually easier to end up in his situation than you think. Matthew, that would be awesome. If we could all join you on your court appearance, that would be awesome. I would love that.
All right, sir, I find you do qualify for an appointed attorney. I'm going to appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you on these 3 cases. I'm going to schedule these cases for November 16th. That'll be in misdemeanor court for a bond hearing.
Case, at least misdemeanors, so small stuff. Probably theft.
If you've made
possession.
bond at that time, you need to be in court, or else they'll issue an attachment and you'll lose the money that you've posted for bond. If you've not made bond, that will give your attorney an opportunity to present arguments and evidence to the judge showing that the bond should be modified or you should be released on your recognizance. On your charge of possession of drug paraphernalia, I've set your bond at $200. That's because you've got a pending paraphernalia charge that has not been resolved.
They're stacking up.
On your other 2 charges, criminal trespass and criminal impersonation, I'm releasing you on your recognizance. As I said, I'm setting your case for November 16th for a bond hearing, but that does not mean that your attorney may not be able to resolve the entire matter at that time.
So these are small charges.
Questions?
No. Oh, wait, when's November the 16th?
That'll be Wednesday.
What
This
day is it
Monday.
today?
Okay.
So it'd be day after tomorrow. Any other questions?
No.
Very well. Your arraignment is complete.
And then go pack your stuff. You're moving.
Huh?
Pack your stuff. You're moving.
Where am I going to?
The 4 building. Sir, that concludes the arraignment tonight.
Very well.
Have a good one.
You too.
All right, so they're done. They're done. Yeah, this is Knox Stream, Knoxville, Tennessee. There's a couple others, and maybe tomorrow, if we have a slow time, I'll see if I can put together a list of some of these that I watch that are just interesting. The judges their personalities are fun to watch them. Obviously, it's crime's not fun. It's not funny, but we can watch and have a good time together. Yeah, Matthew Harris. I would love to follow you in court live on the stream here. So everybody who's benefited from your legal advice on the internet here can watch you help somebody benefit in real life. Slow tomorrow, no chance. No, tomorrow will be crazy. I feel so bad. I feel like I did bait and switch on you guys, where I said that we were definitely going to have Matthew Terry's prior acts coming in, and we didn't get any of it. But I definitely think it will happen tomorrow. Unfortunately, it will happen during Darrell Brooks' victim impact statements. So I'm not sure exactly how we're going to do it. I'll probably just stream, probably two long and one short sessions tomorrow. So we'll probably do our full day of streaming with a lunch break following the Judge Darrow's court times, starting at 9 a.m. And then after that, we'll probably do a catch up. We'll probably watch the Matthew Terry video for the day, probably on a faster speed, just so we can get through a little faster, and pick up. We'll slow it down when we get to the testimony with his priors. And we'll probably just focus on that part and not any of the rest of the day, unless they actually get into closings. If for some reason defense decides that they're not going to present a defense, that they don't have to, and they're not going to call anybody, and they go straight to closings, which the judge sort of hinted at, because he's like, I don't know what you're going to do, only they do. Then we might be in for an all-nighter. So get yourself a caffeinated beverage if you need one, because it might be a long day tomorrow. Leanna, I'm on the website for Knox County under judges and magistrates. I believe this is I don't think it's a general session court magistrate. It actually might be, and if it is, then you've got 5 magistrates, or 4 magistrates and a chief magistrate. So you've got Christopher Rowe, R-O-W-E, Ray Jenkins, Dustin Dunham, Robert Cole, and Sharon Frankenberg. So it's going to be one of those, but they didn't have photos on that side, one of those magistrates. Let me actually put the link that I have here in chat so you can see the page I'm on. Give me just 1 second. Okay. There we go. That's the link that I was on where I found that information for the Knoxville magistrates, and hopefully it's one of them. I just have to find a photo to match it up. Let's see. Weather Watch says I have 4 external monitors, and tomorrow they will actually earn their keep. Weather Watch, that's how I am, and you can see my view here. That screen on the other side of me here, I don't know how big it is. It's probably like a 40. I think it's like 38, 40 inches. It's not a massive TV, but it's a big screen. And I've got, 12, 13 different windows on there that'll be playing different things at different times. And sometimes I'll have multiple audios going in my ear in addition to hearing myself and separately what's going on this stream. So I might be a little distracted tomorrow as we try to follow everything, because if it goes absolutely nuts and just goes crazy with Matthew Terry, I'm going to want to pick that up just as soon as we can to get you guys up to speed on that. But I also don't want to skip out on Brooks. So Matthew Harris said, anyone familiar with keyword bingo? Give me a list of magic words, make your own bingo cards, and if I can squeeze them into the trial, then the best bingo card wins. Okay, this is like a door-to-door salesman type thing where you challenge your co-salesman to use a word. But generally, when you're doing that, you have to like give them the word like as you ring the doorbell on the approach. You're like zebra. And then they have to, in the sales pitch, they have to work zebra into the pitch. Abby, yes, I need to sort out chat or buy a lot of ibuprofen. My neck's a little bit stiff today. Bullish in Seattle, I don't think he can not show up. I don't think that's going to happen. First of all, he's got his people who are going to be there, and I think he's going to be there for them. But I think the judge is going to order him to be there. She's going to make him show up. Get your energy drinks ready. I cannot do energy drinks. I've had them in the past, and I think I will probably die if I have another one. My heart just cannot take that. You missed the arm licking. Oh, Mac, you did not miss much. It did happen, but it was there. Let's see. Bullish in Seattle. He can appear via video, but the judge will do everything she can to get him in there to face his victims so they can have their day. Right, and he does have the trump card. This is Judge Darrow ran into this previously during the trial where he was acting up, and finally she said, "You know what, Mr. Brooks, you win. Because I need you here, and so I'm just going to have to put up with your crap," type thing. So if he acts up again, he might win, but there's always the gag. I'm not going to rule that out. I'm not going to rule it out. It's not too late, Judge Darrow, for you to break out the gag. You might have to give him the objection sign, but he knows how to use that. Let's see. Weather Watch. You had one and took it down. Tell me, you had a channel, Weather Watch? I'm guessing might have been weather related. And if you've got 4 screens, was it like the Ryan Hall y'all type thing, or what was it you were doing? Leanna, the Terry trial, we can catch you up to speed pretty quickly. A lot of the days have been very slow. Today was a slow day. A lot of expert witness testimony, just the same thing over and over as they went over every different item in evidence with the blood testing and what was tested and what wasn't, and DNA and everything. Yeah, Leanna, we can get you up to speed. We'll probably meet early before Terry's on. Well, we'll get you up to speed on the trial. If you've got time, head on over to the Discord. The Toxic Orchid and Little Miss, their Discord, has great information on that. I think they had what they said is a new data dump, just a whole bunch more data documents that they have as well. You can follow it. Basically, you've got a guy who was convicted for stabbing his former girlfriend. Was sentenced to like 3 to 10 years. He got out in 3. Immediately started dating this girl who might have known him before he was in jail and knew the facts of the case. Started dating him and then killed her, allegedly. And so now, basically, he's rushed the trial. He has not waived his right to a speedy trial. So they've gone straight to court. It's less than 6 months since she died, and now he's on trial, and it's a death penalty case. So he has not. As soon as he was caught, did not speak to the police. He lawyered up immediately. Didn't provide any statements. The defense has not, to my knowledge, they've not done an opening statement, so we don't know what their defense will be in this case. And so we're sort of just waiting and seeing. I think they're just trying to say they didn't prove it, so he must be free. There's a lot of evidence that they've collected: DNA evidence, physical evidence, video evidence, witnesses. There's just a ton of evidence. This wasn't a crime that happened in the dark and nobody knew what happened and trying to do a whodunit. There's a lot of things you have to explain away that really, logically, it would be easy for the jury to say, yeah, it makes sense that he's the only one that could have killed her. So I think they're going to have to put on a defense. Tomorrow, his prior acts are going to be introduced to the jury, so the jury will hear about, from the victim's mouth, from the mouth of the girlfriend who was stabbed, I think, 7 times. Last time around he did this. She's going to tell him what happened and what he did. And now the jury gets to consider that, in a limited scope. It's not going to be just a tell-all, go over all the details type thing. The judge is going to, limit that what's permitted to be told to the jury. But they will know that he previously attacked his girlfriend with a knife, and that he was convicted of that, and he served time. Leanna, this girlfriend, Kay, is it Kay Baker? Is that her name? The one who passed away? The victim in this case with Terry, Mr. Terry, was in the house with him. First, they went out to a restaurant. She was briefly seen holding her arms up in the air like this, walking towards what I believe was her friend, who was doing the same thing. She was walking towards her. This is as she's coming back from the bathroom. During that moment, there was a gentleman that came behind her and sort of put his hands up, sort of thing, to walk by them, so he wasn't because it was a small space. He walked by them and left, and it's alleged that Mr. Terry saw that right as it happened and said she was dancing with him, and they had a major argument that extended till after they left the restaurant and had gone home, and that apparently was the trigger for this. When they did find him, he was in his underwear. He was hiding in the bushes out behind his house. According to the doctor's records, which have been submitted as evidence, he told the doctors that he tried to kill himself, and he had stabbed himself. They never found the knife. They didn't find the knife that was used to kill her, or the knife he used to harm himself. And we just know that he had alcohol in his system, and according to the timelines of when he was tested and how fast the alcohol dissipates, that he was well over the legal limit previously, even though he wasn't over the legal limit when they tested him. I love that Brooks had a sandwich in his pocket, and then we saw him at the interrogation eating. I can't eat when I'm upset. You're serious? They let him bring a sandwich? Maybe he missed at lunch, and they said, hey, we need to get you some food. What a surprise. It was a surprise. I wasn't going to be on live, but I was watching this, and I saw the magistrate pop up, and I said, hey, we've got to share this. Good fun. Yes, stylish underwear. Always wear stylish underwear. You never know when you're going to get arrested, right? 80s Music Man says, recovery addict, DB objection. Judge, of course you say that. Yeah, it's going to be, I think, a lot of objections tomorrow from DB. I think we'll hear the subject matter jurisdiction. We'll hear that he doesn't consent to be called that name. We're probably going to hear his complaints about the paperwork, that he hasn't got his originals back. We're going to hear complaints that his evidence wasn't submitted to the trial. We may have some new complaints because he's had a week and a half here to research more legal stuff and talk about, from his legal lawyer inside the jail, to talk more about some more sovereign citizen issues that just might come up, and complaints about how the whole trial went down. So we might hear new objections, but I doubt he's just going to participate with the program as intended. What goes on here? Not much. Thanks for asking, Chandra. Glad you could be here. I hope they use a drone to search the roofs around there. they did a lot of different searching. They said they use metal detectors, and as a metal detectorist, I can see the problem with the area they said they searched, and quite honestly, I've worked with a lot of police in a couple different capacities, and every time I've seen them use metal detectors, I've noticed that they are first police officers and second metal detectorists. And metal detecting is an art form almost. It takes a lot of practice, and so for them to be very proficient in it, it's difficult, probably similar to running the DNA analysis machine. There's a lot of little things you have to know how it works and really understand the machine. And sometimes it takes hundreds of hours of use with a machine before you really understand what it's telling you about what's in the ground. So I'm not surprised they didn't find the knife, especially considering the heavy foliage that they were dealing with. I do think that basically if they were to burn that foliage area, just burn the trees, burn the brush down, that they'd be able to find the knife pretty quick. But it might damage it doing that. I don't think it's buried. They would have found it if it was buried. But he could have thrown it in a tree. He could have thrown it on the roof. But basically, you've got a situation where he had injured himself with the knife. So he's in pain, he's bleeding. And then in that situation, he also has to dispose of the knife. So basically, as far as he could throw it from where he was stabbed himself is the area you have to search. Abby puts out a shout there for Matthew's channel. Do click on his channel. We're trying to get him up to the watch hours he needs to monetize his channel. So hopefully he'll never have to work another day in court again. He can just sit back and be an internet lawyer for the rest of his life. That's our goal for him. I know he probably likes his job, but but no, he is so close. He's like 150 hours shy of the goal he wants to hit for that. So love it if you just go take a look at some of his little videos. Some of them are pretty short and pretty fun to watch. He's a great guy. I think you'll like him. But can't thank him enough. He's been amazing to have here on the channel. Gives us almost an air of legitimacy because we have a real lawyer present to keep us from straying too far off the path. Bullish in Seattle says, I wonder if he will say she stabbed him and then reacted and didn't mean to kill her. Bullish, I think that's going to come up because we already know that Kay, she had injuries on her hands that are consistent with her holding a knife or possibly grabbing a knife. So it's possible that he may have threatened her physically without a weapon and that she used the knife first in a defensive type scenario, but then he gained control of the knife and used it against her. So that's a possibility, but I don't think that's going to be what they come out with as a defense. They're not going to say, "Hey, she attacked first. I got the knife, and then I killed her in self-defense." That won't fly. We do have a great bunch of people, Abby. This is the best place on the internet to reside. Tom Farrell, is there any chance Terry could get not guilty? Yes, Tom. All we need is a juror to believe that the state has not proved every element of the charge, of all the charges. So if they believe that it has not been proved, they're going to say not guilty. We need a unanimous conviction on that. So it's a possibility. Stranger things have happened. We've seen some interesting results with juries out of Florida already. You don't have to think too far back to some of the big cases where we've seen there. So it could happen, and especially when it's a death penalty case. A lot of people are against the death penalty, and there's just I actually find it very difficult to imagine him actually getting the death penalty in this one. I don't think the jury will go for that, and the jury does decide in Florida. The judge decides the penalty in Wisconsin, though, and we should get that here this week for DB. He ran scared. I can see it now. Yeah, there's blood all over the backyard, Bullish, for Terry, for the Terry case. There's blood everywhere. That's what a lot of the testimony today was from the blood splatter experts that talked about how the blood got to the different places on the yard where we saw it. Okay, it's late. You guys should all be asleep. Abby, you need to sleep sometime. I don't know when you're sleeping, but I'm concerned. You need to get enough sleep. Abby's giving out hugs, which means it's time to play the music and end the stream. But Matthew, if you hire somebody out of this community, it would be hilarious. You got to be in Texas, though. Texas is where it happens, right, Matthew? The like button is hit. Thank you. You can hit, kick, lick, or elbow the like button. Just do it one time. We will be back tomorrow morning, 9 a.m., for getting ready for Judge Darrow for DB. It's going to be a great day. Bring your mugs if you've got them. If you haven't, you can always check the link on my channel page, the Linktree link, and you can pick up a mug over through eBay. So I appreciate all those who have done that. I've been worrying all evening that I told 2 viewers about her holding a knife, and I could have been wrong, so thanks for confirming. Ashley, that's what I heard as well. And I'll have to go back and look at the information, but I clearly heard that she had some injuries that were consistent with her holding a knife. And whether that be the blade, like she tried to grab the blade, or whether she was holding the knife and it slipped, and we'll have to get into that a little bit. But watch some Crime Chasers. Say, don't stay up too late. We want you guys all on your A game for tomorrow. Darrell Brooks deserves that, if nothing else. 9 a.m. Eastern Time. Yes, we'll be going here. And then we think we've got about half hour before Judge Darrow's going to kick in with her awesomeness. All right. This is all I've got for you today. Thank you very much, everyone who's been here throughout the day for various and sundry antics. I'm going to get ready here. Thank you, everybody. Have a great weekend, or have a great evening. It's not a weekend. We are so close to it not being the weekend. It's Monday. Have a great Monday evening. We will see you in the morning for DB and maybe a little bit of Matthew Terry. And I ran out of music. They call this missing the post in the radio world. I did not hit the post here, and so I failed miserably. And still have like 6 things to do. Bing, 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 and me off here, and then I can go to bed. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.